Hello, you. Welcome to the channel. It's my yard here. Let's talk about 2K20, and this is the SmackDown Collector's Edition. This is one. Oh, it's in the palm. Oh no, I lost my hand. It's in the palm of my hand. Let's grab it. No, it's not there yet. Will be soon though. It is the Collector's Edition, celebrating 20 years of SmackDown, and it comes with supercard stuff, all the DLC, a plaque, and other shenanigans, which costs $129. It's about 120, 130, 140 quid in some places in the UK, which is insane, I'd like to point out, for what's in it. But this has always been the case. If you have the big bucks and you want to spend that money, because they're limited, every year has had a different varying quantity of how many collector's editions there has been, and sometimes you can get it a lot cheaper later on. Other times you can't find it and it goes up in value because it's really hard to get hold of. This may happen. I think there's a lot more coming out this year because of not giving out numbers, and they're also saying it's a 1 in 3 of either getting Edge, Kurt Angle, or Rey Mysterio signatures. Angle's done at least 10 to 20,000, so that gives you an indication of 30 to 50,000 copies signed worldwide. That's a lot for a limited run, in all honesty. So there might be surplus, that's my indication. But if you really want it, still buy it, because then if it's cheaper, then you have one you can just keep sealed. You know, collector's information. But over the years, there has been, for 2K anyway, loads of collector's editions. Now, THQ did have special editions of SmackDown vs. Raw game. There was a Hitman edition, and there was then a WrestleMania edition, like one with extra DLC at the end of the game's lifespan at that time. Other than that, it's been pretty... was it two? Or was that even 2K14? I might even got confused with that already. Well, that's great with my information. But there was a Hitman edition, and all that was a bonus DVD of Bret Hart, pretty much. And him as a character. Sorry, forgot about that. Anyway, 2K14 was the first game to have a proper collector's edition, and it looked like this. It's still my favourite one. I've got it. I still have not opened this one bit. It came with a DVD of The Undertaker signature, a controller skin, DLC, which included American Badass Taker, Ultimate Warrior, and that. And it was in the shape of a coffin. It looks good. It looks great as a focal point to put on a shelf. I still think out of the last... Well, this would be number 6. What's it? Number 7? I'm trying to do math. 7. Jeez, I'm getting old. When we get to 2K15, brother, it was all to do with Hulk Hogan and the Superdome, Astrodome, whatever you want to call it, Supreme Dome, Mega Splashy Dome, Leg Dropper Doom Dome. That had Sting, a pop vinyl pop of there's a pop vinyl of the Hollywood Hogan. You can see in the picture. I'm showing it right now. It's right. Oh no, that way. The game. It looked visually pleasing as the box, of course, but other than that, I felt lackluster. But if you're a pop collector, I'm sure the pop is still probably like 30 quid on its own merit. I've not bothered to look. 2K16. Oh look, another pop. Not like Austin hasn't had 50 million pops already. A season pass, Slam Attacks card packet. Really? They actually really put something that's worth like 40p into a collector's edition. DLC pack for Arnie, which was a great announcement, but by God, no one gave a rat's poop about playing him. I don't think I saw one person use him online. His moveset sucked. It was some OP moves, don't get me wrong, that were from Here Comes the Pain like, but nah, wasn't my cup of tea. Then when we hit 2K17, it was a bit more notable. It was the NXT edition, and it was the only, if I recall, it was the only way of getting some of the NXT guys at the time. It was a time delay, or was that with the deluxe edition as well? I should really research this, but it was a Finn Balor statue. It was nice when we got this announcement, because we got to see the NXT superstars on the box that we knew were going to be in the game, because why would you stick it on the box? And at the time, I don't think Asuka was spoiled, Nia Jax or anything like that until this announcement. So it was really good to see. Well, is that Schoenberger's print? Rob Burger? Rochelle Burger? There's a portrait of done by the WWE artist, which is Shinsuke Nakamura. Goldberg was with this pre-order bonus anyway, and some art cards with a bit of matte on it, looks like, or felt. Again, the statue looks cool as a display piece. The box looks cool. It's definitely an improvement from the previous 2 years. On to 18, John Cena as a statue. 15th anniversary of John Cena's signature. Different versions of John Cena, even though his face never changed. Supercard bonus stuff. Angle stuff. Batista and RVD, if I remember rightly, as well. Season pass, usual and usual. Again, I didn't think the value on 2K18 was worth the extra 40, 50 quid or whatever it was. It was some stupid amount for something that worth it, in my honest opinion. Honestly, didn't think it was worth it. 2K19, where is 2K19? Here you are. Woo! Edition last year's. Again, the box. From the front, yeah. Portrait Ric Flair, awesome. I was given a preview event an actual A4 sheet of it, and it looks better as an A4 sheet than probably on the box, because having the other plain white box with little smidgens of pictures, yeah. Hall of Fame ring was a nice touch, I thought. Another pop vinyl, plaques, and blah 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 blah. DLC, supercard bonus stuff, yeah, usual stuff. Again, I don't think it was worth the money. I don't think it's worth the money, and I don't see the value. Here, they're claiming this is a $250 value. They're selling for $130. And if you obviously do, you're doing $60 on the game, 30 quid for all the extra content. So that's a $90. That's the deluxe edition. So from 90 to 130. So 40 extra dollars. A signed plaque and a thing. Now don't get me wrong. I know if you went to a convention and you went to an autograph booth and stuff, you'd be paying $20, $30, and I can understand. But I don't understand how you can claim something to be 160. You're saving $130 for something. You're claiming the extra content is worth $160. $160 for a cardboard box. There hasn't been an occasion of like that since the Xbox One and PS4 came out, or the original Xbox and PS3s came out, and people were selling those boxes with no console in it for that price on eBay. That's how crazy it is. So I don't know. The deluxe edition is always just the best value for money in my eyes, guys. If you can wait, hell, even people will buy the collector's edition and then sell the items individually. So if you desperately want just the plaque, buy it down the line. Probably go for about 15-20 quid. If you just want the plaque. It happened with the Hall of Fame rings last year. It happens with the statues. It happens every year. People just salvage the bits and try and see if they can make a quick little extra bit of money. So if you're not willing to spend 130 quid because you don't like most of the items, why not spend the $80 or the $90 and then spend another $10-20 getting something you want? That makes sense in my eyes. Does it make sense in your eyes? I hope it does. That's about it for this video. What collector's editions would you prefer? Would you prefer it was based on one superstar this year, like a Roman Reigns special edition, or doing an Undertaker edition, or The Rock? Having The Rock do 100,000 signatures while he's in the middle doing movies. Maybe a People's Champion edition would make sense for WWE 2K21 because it'd be 25 years of The Rock. Yeah, that would be a good cementation point. Hopefully I can look back on this video in a year's time and say, I told you so. Because then I should deserve a free copy. I'm watching you. I'm listening. I'm watching and listening. I'm watching and listening. If you've got any suggestions for what I want to do in the channel, leave in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more WWE gaming goodness. I am ITSMYYARD, of course. Follow me on Twitter at ITSMYYARD. And we will talk to you in the very near future. I'm just trying to see if I can get into 10 minutes and try and get those extra ad revenues, because you know I'm a shameless money making person. My camera turned off, so let me talk about my game show channel that's going to appear in the near future, so keep an eye out on Twitter for it. We're going to do Wheel of Fortune, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Weakest Link, Fort Boyard, Crystal Maze, any game show you can think of from the early days of the Spectrum and the Commodore 64 to PCs and Windows and DOS, PS2, PS3, all the way to present day, and be interactive as well for a lot of it, because who doesn't like a good old game show and being able to interact, whether through a live stream or pre-recorded video. I know, keep an eye out for that. Might even give out prizes. That's how generous I could be. So keep an eye out, and we'll see you very soon for more game goodness. See you later.